chest looks a little blotchy. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my self tanner fading and me trying to cover it up with bronzer. Not really working, but hopefully it's not too distracting and you can see my microphone. I hope that's not distracting. Okay, I think we're good. Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be one of my most highly requested videos to date. I am going to be sharing with you guys how to make YouTube your full-time job, how to get started, the ins and outs of being a full-time YouTuber. We're going to talk about it all today, okay? We're going to talk about AdSense, we're going to talk about video equipment, camera settings, editing, taxes, sponsorships, the works. So I get this question literally every single day on my social media and on my YouTube channel from stay-at-home moms or just anybody in general, really. I get like so many, and I wanted to compile all those questions and make a super in-depth dedicated video on this topic because I get this question so much, and this is long overdue. It's going to be a lot. It's a lot of information, and everything that I mention, I will link it for you guys down below because I'm going to be talking about camera equipment, and if I mention any specific YouTube channel or video, I will link it for you guys. So please check the description box because it's going to be a lot. But I hope you guys really enjoy. I hope it is helpful for those of you wanting to, maybe you don't want to do this full time, but you just want to know what it really is about, because it is a very different job. But for me, honestly, it's like the dream job that I never knew I wanted. I always say that because I never imagined that this would be my life and that I get to work from home and do this every single day. Like, it's just such a blessing and I'm so happy. So hopefully this will help you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to grab a snack. We're going to be here for a while. And also I'm going to be looking down at my phone quite a bit because I have a lot of notes on here, but if I miss anything, just shoot me a comment down below. But I hope you guys enjoy, and let's jump into it. First things first, let's start off with the very basic. So you want to start a YouTube channel, how do you begin? Okay, first things first, you got to get some good equipment. Now, a lot of people have asked me before in the past if using an iPhone or any type of phone is good to start out. I personally would not recommend it. I think a camera is the first thing that you should be purchasing, especially if you're going to be super serious about this. If this is something that you genuinely want to do and you're passionate about it, getting a camera is a must. I'm going to be saying this a lot throughout the video, but it's true. You have to spend money in order to make money. You can't just expect everything to be free when starting a business or when starting a YouTube channel and then grow from it. Like, you have to put in money. And with YouTube, it's one of those things where you have to invest a lot of money from the get-go without expecting much in return from the beginning. Because let me just say, when you first get started, I'm going to be real with you guys, you're not going to be making money. You're not going to be making a living off of this. It's going to take time to do that. So if you're really passionate and dedicated and you have a lot of ambition and drive towards this industry and towards actually being a YouTuber and doing this full time, you have to invest in yourself and in your business and in your brand. Because at the end of the day, each YouTuber is its own brand. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put the money for it. And I know that it's hard. I know that it's not easy to drop $500 on a camera. I understand that. But at the same time, you guys have to remember that if you're serious about it, you're going to get it in return. So I'm going to start off by just giving you guys an overview of my camera and like my equipment and my setup. Right now, this is what I'm working with. My space is super small, so I don't have a huge studio or any like fancy equipment. I actually have a very basic setup compared to a lot of other things that I've seen on YouTube, but for me and for now it works, and with my limited space, it's just what I'm working with. The table that I have is the table where I keep my computer, where I keep all my products when I'm filming makeup tutorials or any type of video. The table is from Amazon and I just spray painted the legs white. I love this table. I think it's perfect for filming videos because you can fold it and put it away when you're done, and it's super lightweight, it's like easy, and it's easy to clean, and it was only 40 bucks. Okay, moving into another super important aspect of filming is your lighting. Now, there are a lot of people who will tell you that you can use natural lighting. I used to use natural lighting, but the problem with that is that it's not consistent. When you're filming during the day, the sun tends to go in and out, so your clips might look different every single time you're going to edit. It's all gonna not be consistent. And I'm not the best with lighting right now, but I will say that the ring light is key. And I think if you're gonna spend money on any light, the ring light is probably the best investment and the best investment for your channel. The ring light for me is all that I use at the moment, and I love it. I got this on the DVE store online. This is the Nova ring light. Again, I will link it down below. It came separate from the stand. The stand is like 40 bucks. The light, I think it was like $200. I got this 3.5 years ago, and knock on wood, I have no issues with this light, no complaints. It's very basic, and as you can see, it really lights up the room and it gives so much light to the face, which is a must, especially when doing tutorials and stuff. You want people to see what you're doing. Okay, my tripod, I am not 100% sure where it is from. I'm pretty sure my dad got this for me years ago. This is literally the same tripod I've been using since like high school when I started making videos. You can get tripods anywhere. If I can find the specific one, I will link it for you guys once again, but any tripod will work. Just make sure that something that you do get is very sturdy for your camera, especially if your camera is bulkier, just because obviously you want to make sure that it doesn't fall or anything and crash on the floor. So keep that in mind. Okay, the camera that I use is the Canon 70D. I got this on Amazon as well as the lens. Now, there's a ton of different lenses that you can get for Canon cameras. Now, when I bought the camera, I just bought the body of the camera, meaning not the lens that comes with it, because I really wanted that blurry background effect. And with the original lens that comes with most Canon cameras, you won't get that blurry background effect. You have to get something different. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I know everything about camera settings because I'm not a photographer or a videographer, so I don't know about the aperture and the f-stop and all that stuff, but I will link a video that helped me determine which lens to get down below. It's from Madison Miller. It was super helpful, and that's why I decided to purchase the lens that I did get. So the lens that I have is from Sigma. It's the Sigma 1.855 something millimeter. Again, it'll be down below, but I love this lens because it does zoom in and out, so it's perfect for tutorials, and it gives you that blurry background effect, as you can see. And the more that I zoom in, or the more that like I get closer to you guys, you can see the blurrier the background gets. So I really, really love this lens. And again, when you zoom in, you get the blurry background effect. When you zoom out, you still get the blurry background effect. Whenever I have my camera on, I always have it on autofocus. So whenever I'm putting a product close up to you guys, you can see it will focus on the product. It'll keep that blurry background effect, and then it'll come right back to me. So that's why I love this camera, the lens, I love everything about it, and it has a nice flip out screen, so it's super convenient, again, when doing tutorials. This camera is expensive. At the time, I remember spending about, with tax and with warranty and everything, it was like $3,500 for like everything, maybe a little bit less, but it was definitely a couple $1,000s. But again, it was an investment for my channel. I was able to bring better quality to my videos, and you guys have to think, when you're clicking on a video, I'm sure you like to look at really good quality when it comes to makeup tutorials or just videos in general. You want to see some HD quality. So if you want to see that, then you want to deliver that as well. So that's the camera I use. If you decide to get the Canon camera that I have with the lens and everything, I 100% recommend it. The only thing is you're going to need to get an external microphone, because if not, since the camera is on autofocusing, every single time the camera is focusing, it's going to make a little clicking, crackling sound, which if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that I've struggled with my audio for forever. My camera used to do that all the time, and it's super annoying, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to figure it out, but I finally got it. I used to have one of these Rode microphones that you can just place right on top of the camera, and you plug it into the little outlet on the side. By the way, the camera on the side has little slots for a microphone or for a USB cord, so that's what those are for. This mic, I don't recommend it for anybody, honestly. I don't like it. The audio on this sucks. Looking back at some of my old videos, I'm like, that does not even sound good whatsoever. And also, if you are filming in a room that has hardwood floors, this is gonna pick up a lot of echo, so I wouldn't recommend this mic. I used to recommend it, but not anymore, because I found something better and cheaper. So I was asking around different YouTubers, my friends on YouTube, and like the type of equipment and audio that they use, and a lot of the stuff honestly was super expensive. Like, I will say my friends on YouTube, they have some bomb quality, but I was like, I cannot spend that much money, like thousands and thousands of dollars on audio, and I was gonna do it, but I didn't want to, because I'm like, there has to be a cheaper alternative that still gives me really great sound quality, and there was. I was talking to Hector, and he found me this mic on Amazon, and he's so amazing with this stuff because he used to do music, and so he has a lot of knowledge with different microphones and different brands. So I found this mic. It's called like a giant Squid Mic. It's so basic. You just plug it into your camera, and then you can see it just clips right onto your shirt. And like right now you can kind of see it. I don't really think it's a big deal, you know what I mean? If you can see it, it's not really the end of the world. It's not like it's a ginormo mic right here. It's very small, and I love it because it gives you such crisp sound, but at the same time it doesn't pick up a lot of echo in the room, and I can't hear that autofocusing sound anymore, which I love. That was my struggle for forever, and with this mic it was only $50 and I was able to resolve the issue. So yeah, if you get this camera, you absolutely need to get a microphone, because if not, the audio is just not going to be really crisp, and it's going to just pick up a lot of extra sound, not just your voice. I know that there's some of you right now saying, girl, that's expensive. I am not going to be purchasing $1,000 camera. It's way too much. I got you. There's another alternative if you don't want to get the camera, the lens, if you don't even want to get the microphone, because with this next camera that I'm going to show you guys, you don't need to get an external microphone. This is my baby. This is the Sony A5100. I love this camera so much. I purchased this like 3 years ago and it's still going strong. I love it so much. It has a flip up screen. It auto focuses. It has amazing picture quality. This is what I take my selfies with, and this is what I'm currently vlogging with, which I know I haven't been vlogging. Bear with me. Vlogs are coming soon. The only thing that I will say with this camera is that it does give you this like airbrush soft sort of like face-tuned look. So when you're doing tutorials, your face looks super smooth and literally perfect, but it's not a filter that YouTubers put on. I mean, I don't know if there's YouTubers that put filters on there. I don't know. But with this camera, it has like a permanent filter on it. The issue that I had was that a lot of you guys were telling me that you couldn't really see things true to my skin because everything looked so perfect and you couldn't really see the true makeup. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I decided to upgrade. But I was using this for quite some time and I know that there's still a lot of people that use it and it's amazing quality and I really, really like it. The only other issue as well that I have with it is that if you're filming super long videos, the camera will overheat and you have to let it like cool down for a little bit and take a break. That's the only thing, but it's really not a huge deal. And this is only $500, which I know that's still a lot of money, but again, it's an investment. It's a great camera and you can use it on Instagram as well. So it's like a 2-in-1, like double whammy. So this is a really, really awesome camera. And like right now, let's say this camera like completely crashed on me, I would repurchase this again because I love it so much. So that's that. Again, if you get that, all you need to do is get a tripod for it and then you're good to go. You don't need to get any external mics because the audio on this is really good, which you would think the Canon one would be amazing because it's more expensive, but this audio is great. Okay, moving back into my camera that I have right now. So on the side, you can see that there is like a little USB port, and the camera, when I purchased this, it came with this cord. This HDMI cord is what allows me to connect my laptop to my camera to be able to use my laptop as my viewfinder. And it's such a helpful tool. I absolutely love it. So when you plug it in, you can see that I get this little pop-up right here, and this is called EOS Utility. When you have a Canon camera, you can just literally Google it, because at the time it came with like a CD for me to like install it, but you can see on my computer I don't have like a CD insert thing. So I just went on to Google and I just downloaded EOS Utility. You just pick the camera that you have and then you can download it for your specific camera. And EOS Utility is what allows you to control the settings on your camera through your computer. Pretty sure you could have this feature with a regular PC as well, but you can control the brightness, you can control everything, the color tone. Again, I'm not super knowledgeable with all of the settings. Check out Madison's video. She goes super into depth into all the settings and she was able to help me get the settings to where they are today. But if you want to screenshot my settings to make yours look like mine, because I know a lot of people wanted to know this is what the exact settings are and the f-stop and all that, so you could screenshot it there. But yeah, just check down below for exactly like the details behind it. But when you get your camera, you really have to play with it too, because everybody's lighting is going to look different. When you're filming, it's going to look different for everybody. So I played with this for quite some time to get it to be, you know, blurry and the way that I want, and, you know, to fit the way that I like it. So you really got to play with it. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention that you can actually import your clips directly from the camera into your computer using the same HDMI cord. It takes a couple of minutes. You just select the clips that you want from your camera on your computer and then they will import. Now, if you don't have a cord like this and you just have an SD card, and maybe you don't have an SD card slot, like I don't have a slot for mine on my computer, you have to buy a separate adapter. This one is from Best Buy. It was like $9. I don't even know exactly what it's called, but I will try to find it for you guys. But you can just put your SD card in there and then plug in the USB port into your slot on your computer. And this is just another way you can import your clips. The computer that I have is a MacBook Pro 13-inch with Retina. If you're looking into getting an Apple computer to edit, I 100% recommend it. I would go with a MacBook Pro versus a MacBook Air, because a MacBook Pro is better for editing. You get a little bit more storage and it's more convenient. I know that a lot of people don't like Apple, or they don't want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a laptop, and that's totally understandable. But I think when it comes to editing, I really like Apple because it's super fast and your computers are not prone to get viruses. Now, a lot of the new MacBooks, I know that they don't have all the ports on the side right here, like a USB port and all that stuff. So you have to buy a separate adapter for that. And I'm sure that they sell those at the Apple Store or Best Buy or on Amazon. So again, that's going to just depend on your computer. Mine still does, because this is an older computer. I got this like 2 years ago, but I know with the new ones, they don't have all the ports. So when you're getting your computer, just ask them about it, and I'm sure that they can help you find the specific adapter for your specific computer. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Jasmine, I don't have a Mac. I don't want a Mac. I don't want to spend that much money on a computer. So when I had a regular PC computer, when I used to edit on that, I used to use Adobe Premiere Elements 11, and it's like an Adobe Premiere. At the time, it was like a disc, and I was able to download it and stuff. I went and purchased it at Best Buy. Now I'm pretty sure you can just like Google Adobe Premiere and you could download it. Obviously, you have to pay for it. I'm not really sure the pricing on Adobe Premiere. They probably range depending on exactly what you get. Yeah, there's a ton of different editors, but a lot of them you have to pay for them. I know that on a lot of PCs you get Windows Movie Maker. I think that's still a thing. You know, to start out, it's okay, but I do recommend upgrading, and I don't recommend going online and trying to find free editors for your computer. If you have a PC, then your computer is bound to get viruses and it's gonna get slow. And my mom has a saying in Spanish, and I think it's 100% true, and it's happened to me before. So the saying is, lo barato siempre sale caro. That basically means the cheap stuff always ends up being more expensive, because sometimes if you try to save money, which I'm all about saving money, but with certain things, it's good to just like drop a couple extra dollars to avoid any headaches in the future. So like if you're trying to save money and not purchase an editor and you get something free and then you get a virus and your computer's slow, you're gonna end up spending more money to clean out your computer and get it checked and get a new one or something. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, again, just keep in mind, YouTube is a business. You have to invest in order to get a return. It's a proven fact. I'm not gonna show you guys how to edit on iMovie, honestly, because it's super basic and there are so many tutorials on YouTube. You just have to literally search how to edit on iMovie 2018 and you can find a ton of really basic tutorials, and this video right now would be super long if I did that. And I think iMovie, once you start watching different videos, you can see that it's very, very basic and it's very not difficult whatsoever. Okay, I really want to quickly touch on music for your videos. That's what I have written down in here. So I always recommend using copyright-free music in your videos. You have to really search for it. It's very difficult to find good music nowadays with YouTube. You cannot just use like a regular Drake song in your video. You have to use something that's copyright-free. If not, your video is going to get copyright strikes. And if you get 3 strikes on your channel, then your channel will be deleted. So if you literally type in the search bar copyright-free music, you're gonna find a ton of different types of music. Just make sure that you're always giving credit to the artist in your description box. All right, so those are the basics of the equipment. I hope that was a little bit helpful. I know that I talk a lot and I talk very fast, but just check down below again for everything that I use. Okay, so you're filming your videos, you got your equipment, you got everything set up, and you're like, Jasmine, how do I gain subscribers? What videos do I film? What do I do? So I really wish that I could tell you guys that there's like a secret to gaining subscribers, but there isn't. Everybody is different, and in order to gain subscribers, you have to be patient. I know everybody says that, but you have to. It doesn't just come overnight. I mean, some people will blow up overnight, but realistically, it takes years. It takes a lot of time. You have to be consistent and you have to be patient. The more that you stress over your numbers and you keep track of every little thing, the slower it's gonna come. There have been times where I have been discouraged and I'm like, oh, should I even keep going? You know, we all go through times like that, especially with social media and comparing ourselves to others. But when you stop looking at your numbers and you're just consistent and you're dedicated and you have drive besides just the numbers are gonna come. And obviously we all have goals as YouTubers, you know, our next milestone and things that we want to achieve, but keeping track of every single number every single day, it's exhausting, so don't do it. When you start your channel, you have to be consistent. You cannot expect to gain subscribers if you're uploading one video a week or once a month. It's just not gonna happen. You're gonna get maybe a couple views and that's it. People are gonna forget about you. There's always people on YouTube. The beauty community is very overly saturated. There are probably hundreds and thousands of different YouTubers on here, so you really have to be consistent. You have to stand out. You have to stay true to yourself in your videos and just let your personality shine through. People will come eventually, especially if they like your content. They're gonna subscribe and they're gonna come back for more, but you have to be consistent. So when you first get started, I recommend having a schedule. So when I first got started on my channel, I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I didn't have an uploading schedule. I would just upload like every 3 or 4 days, which is not enough. I recommend uploading 3 times a week. I know that that's a lot. Like I like to do Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I know this week I missed Tuesday's video, but you guys are still gonna get an extra video this week. Anyway, sometimes life happens and the schedule, it just doesn't work out, but it's nice to have that schedule and just to let your subscribers know, like, okay, these are the days that I'm gonna be uploading unless something happens, you know, whatever, please bear with me. It kind of is like a TV show. Like you have a TV show that you watch every single night or every single week and you look forward to it. If you can upload, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, that is amazing. If you can't do 3 times a week, I recommend doing at least twice a week. So let's say you do Mondays and Fridays. That's a big step. 3 videos is amazing. 2 videos is still awesome. But just having that consistency will really help you grow in the long run. So what kind of videos do you film? When you're first starting out, you want to make videos that are popular, that are poppin', on trend. Nowadays, you can't just make a brown smoky eye tutorial. You know what I'm saying? Makeup tutorials, unfortunately, aren't super popular anymore. You have to know how to go about it. I'll get into that in a minute. You have to make videos that are on trend, and that kind of goes with, you have to keep up with trends on social media. So if you have a YouTube channel, you have to make social media. It's not only a good way to keep up with trends, but also it's an amazing way to interact with your subscribers. You have to think right now, okay, what do a lot of YouTubers do? And a lot of the YouTube community, we all feed off of each other's ideas. We all copy each other. I mean, it's just bound to happen. Right now, I feel like get ready with me's are huge. First impression videos, trying new makeup, those types of videos are the videos you have to do. And that kind of goes back to, okay, you have to spend money on makeup to review on your channel because it's an investment. So I spend hundreds of dollars every single month on makeup because I feel like I need to in order to keep up with new videos and stuff like that on my channel, because if not, people get bored and they're going to unsubscribe and they're just going to move on to the next person. Again, there's a lot of people to choose from. So you have to really make sure that your videos stand out and that you're making content that is genuine, that you stay true to yourself, but again, that is poppin'. Okay, so you're like, I'm making my videos, I'm making popular content, but I'm not getting a lot of views, I'm not getting subscribers. What am I doing wrong? How do your thumbnails look? How do your titles look? Thumbnails are super important. It's like when you go into a job interview. When you first walk in, you're giving them a first impression. Your thumbnail is like the first impression to all the viewers getting ready to click on your video. If your thumbnail is dark, you can't really see what you're doing, it just doesn't look very pleasing or attractive, people aren't going to click on it. You have to make your thumbnail vibrant and colorful. Don't make clickbait thumbnails because people don't like that either, but make it clickable. Like, think about when you're watching a video and what do you like to click on? You like to click on stuff that looks pretty, that looks aesthetically pleasing, that's vibrant, that's like popping out at you, that makes you want to click the video. So I use PicMonkey to edit my thumbnails. It used to be free. Now it's like $33 or $35 a year, which is still a really good deal. If you think about it, per month, it's not that much money. And you're able to have a lot of cool effects and stuff for your thumbnails. There's a ton of videos on how to edit your pictures and stuff using PicMonkey. Again, if you just search it on YouTube, you'll be able to find different videos for it. But it's a very basic editor. Like, it's very self-explanatory. Like, when I first did it, I was like, oh, okay, this is easy. You just gotta kind of play around with the different stuff depending on what your video is and what you want your thumbnail to be. Okay, the next super important thing are your titles. Now, please do not make clickbait. I hate clickbait as a viewer, as a YouTuber. It's like if I made a video right now and I uploaded it tonight and it said like, I have to tell you something. But I really don't have to tell you anything. I'm just gonna tell you that I'm getting my hair done this weekend or something. Like, you know, just don't do it. Make titles that are going to be appealing though. So if you're doing, let's say you're making a first impression on a new foundation, don't title it New NYX Foundation. You have to title it New NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation, First Impression Review, 10-hour wear test. You know what I'm saying? Make things that are going to make people want to click on the video. And you have to make your titles searchable. So when you're searching for something, what do you type in? That's how I come up with my titles, because you want to obviously make your title where if somebody were to search something up, your video could potentially pop up. Also, the first couple words that you make in your title are going to be the first words that really matter the most. So usually for your videos like new, first impressions, drugstore makeup, those are like very popular titles and like keywords that people are constantly searching. So just make sure that you're not putting things in your title like, for example, LOL first makeup tutorial or something like that, because it's not going to be searchable. This leads me into the next topic, which is the description box. Always make sure your description box is organized, detailed, but not overly dramatic and detailed. You know, like I try to make my description box very realistic. I have like small paragraphs and small sections for different things. I have an FAQ section. I recently just added an about me section, and you want to make a little section also explaining what your video is, you know, the products that you use, different stuff like that that people search for whenever they're looking at your video. They want to know maybe where's your top from, what lip color are you wearing, who are you, you know. Like I decided to add the about me section in my videos now in my description box, because I noticed that the more subscribers that I've been getting, people are just asking questions like, hey, I'm new here, does anybody know where she's from? You know what I'm saying? So people, they want to know who they're watching, how old is this person, and it makes you come off, I feel like, a little bit more relatable. Also, when you're uploading your video, usually I like to do my description box and my tags all at once. So my tags are basically small words or longer sentences that relate to my video. So first impressions, drugstore, full face video, full face drugstore makeup, monthly favorites, whatever the video is, I'm making those tags in there. And again, it just helps your video to pop out more and to be more searchable. And of course, on your channel, you want to make sure that it's welcoming, that it's inviting. You want to have a nice banner. You can actually make banners on PicMonkey. Again, I will link a video down below to a video that I used to help me make my thumbnail before. My thumbnail currently was actually made for me. PicMonkey is just all around a really great site. I love it. And you also want to have playlists on your channel just to divide everything up so that when somebody is coming to your channel, they know what you have to offer and they can kind of search like, okay, I want to watch a drugstore video today, or I want to watch a haul, or I want to watch monthly favorites, you know? So dividing it up, it just makes everything look more aesthetically pleasing, more organized, and it helps your viewers to be able to navigate better on your channel. Something else that I forgot to touch on, which I can't believe it because this is super important, but your YouTube name. This is like key. You need to have a really nice, unique, catchy, memorable YouTube name. So for me, JuicyJas. It's not my favorite. If I could go back, I would change it. I was in high school. I didn't really think anything of it. I had a Juicy Couture bag and I was like, JuicyJas, whatever. But it's catchy, it's easy. You can look it up and my videos will pop up, you know what I mean? Like JuicyJas. It's pretty basic. I wouldn't recommend doing something that's like makeup by Jasmine or beauty by Jasmine because there's so many makeup buys and beauty buys right now that it's just not really unique at this point anymore. And your channel is just bound to get lost in the sauce because there's just so many of the same type of names. I mean, make it catchy though too, but don't make it something that doesn't even fit with your channel type of thing. Like don't make it like, if your channel is about beauty, don't make it with like food, you know what I mean? Like Hot Dog Girl 373. All right, the next topic. Money. So this is a very hot topic with YouTube. How much do YouTubers make? So back in the day, you were able to monetize your videos like any video, no matter the subscribers that you had or the views, whatever, you could monetize any video, but now it's different. So this is per Google. You now need 4,000 watching hours and you need 1,000 subscribers to enable monetization. After fulfilling these conditions, you will earn money through YouTube AdSense. This goes back to just being consistent. So in order for you to gain the 1,000 subscribers and the watch time. The watch time is basically just the people who actually are watching through and sitting through your entire video or most of it. If somebody is just clicking on your video right away and it's like less than 5 seconds, that does not count as a view or watch time. And I recommend when you are starting your channel not to make your videos excessively long because then people are less likely to stick around and watch a 40-minute video from a brand new YouTuber. You have to kind of build off of your channel and make the longer videos once you've been on YouTube for a little bit. So how does the AdSense work? So normally once you can monetize your videos, you can just make an account through AdSense and it's all connected, like YouTube, Google, AdSense, you can all connect it once you make your account with it. Advertisers only pay when someone clicks an ad or watches for 30 seconds. So this is why you can't tie your channel views to dollars. If your video gets 10 million views but nobody watches or clicks the ad, you don't make any money. So just because you see somebody with like 20,000 views on a video doesn't mean that they're getting $20,000 on that video. It all comes down to the ads. So when you go on people's videos, you usually see those little yellow dashes. Those are ads. You're able to place the ads wherever you want. And I honestly don't recommend doing more than 5 ads in your video because when somebody clicks on your video and they see all those little yellow dashes, it can be kind of annoying to them and they're just gonna wanna click out because they're like, this person has way too many ads. So the golden question, how much do YouTubers make through Google AdSense? This really depends for everybody. I personally do not feel comfortable sharing my numbers and how much I make. 1, because it varies. 2, because this for me has been such an invasive question in my life. I'm not saying from you guys, but just in general, in my everyday life, I get this question constantly. When I go to the bank, when I go to the doctor, when I go to any type of doctor, eye doctor, dentist, and they ask me, what do you do? And I say, oh, I graduated and I'm just working from home. Well, what do you do? I do social media, I do videos on YouTube. You make money on that? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, well, how much do you make? Does that pay good? Well, I make enough money to the point where I can support myself and work from home. Yeah, but how much do you actually make? Like a couple thousand or a couple hundred? Like, how does that work? So it's just very aggressive and it makes me feel uncomfortable, especially when I'm out in public. And there's like, one time this happened to me at the bank and there was like people around and it's just, I don't like the question. So people in my everyday life that I've encountered have like really turned me off from answering this question right now. So that's why I don't want to go too into depth with it. But I will say that through my Google AdSense right now, I do make a couple $1,000s every month and it pays out once a month. I will say though, if you want to start a YouTube channel just to make this a full-time job just because you want to and you don't really have a passion for makeup and beauty and you just want to make money and get free makeup, you're going to be disappointed really quick. And I suggest you not even even do it because it takes a long time, like I mentioned earlier, for you to get any type of return in this business. You have to put a lot of money down and spend a lot of money before you even start to make any type of decent money. Like I couldn't start making this my full-time job until I had a little over 100,000 subscribers. So it's a process. It does take a lot of time. And my first check from YouTube was $35. If you have bad intentions behind this, it's not gonna work for you because it's gonna show through your videos. Oh, really quick, because I'm about to talk about sponsored videos and I just remembered, I'm sorry that I'm all over the place. When you make your YouTube channel, make sure that you have a separate business email for brands to contact you in case they wanna collab or they wanna add you to their PR list or something. So for me, for example, it's JuicyJas@yahoo.com. If a brand wants to contact me or something, that's the email that they'll use. So just make it something easy. Don't make your email like hotdoggirl723571@yahoo.com. Make it something where it goes with your channel. So if your name is Emily Marie, then just make it like emarie@yahoo.com, you know, something basic. So that leads me into my next topic, which is sponsored videos. So a sponsored video, a lot of people have a misconception of what it is. So a sponsored video is when a brand will contact you and they will say, hey, we would like to send you this product and we would like you to talk about it on your channel for X amount of dollars. So that could be, let's say, this At the Beach scent from Bath & Body Works. They want me to talk about this. This is the thing with sponsored videos. You can't take every sponsored video that comes your way, especially if it doesn't fit your channel. If, let's just hypothetically say, Louis Vuitton contacted me today and they said, hey, we would like to send you a bag if you would do a what's in my bag video and we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars. I'm not gonna take that because it doesn't make sense for my channel. If I'm sitting here raving about a Louis Vuitton bag, you guys are gonna be like, Jazz, what the F? We know you don't have designer anything. The most expensive bags that I have are like Michael Kors or Coach or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to make videos on your channel that makes sense, especially with sponsored videos. You can't take anything. There have been many offers that I have declined that the money looked really, really good, but it's not a good fit for my channel. One, or two, I tried out the product for a certain amount of time and it didn't work for me. Every time I do a sponsored video, I always have to try the product out before agreeing to anything because there's contracts involved. No matter what brand, no matter how much the money is, you have to say, I need to try out the product for a couple weeks at least, or 30 days or more, depending on what the product is. So for sponsored videos, usually brands will contact you again through that business email that you have if they want to work with you. I have heard of YouTubers contacting the brands. I personally don't really like to do that. I think that's a little aggressive, like, hey, would you like to pay me to make a video on that? Like, I don't like to. I think if a brand genuinely wants to work with me, I would want them to come to me, you know, because then it's more genuine and it's not super invasive from you to the brand. So don't be too overwhelming sending emails and stuff to brands because that's also a huge turn off. So how much are sponsored videos? So a sponsored video, again, that's separate from your AdSense. So usually for my AdSense, I get paid every single month, but if I'm doing brand deals, that's a separate payment, that's a separate check. Again, I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly how much my sponsored videos are because it really varies. So for my channel size right now, a sponsored video for me, one video that I do dedicated to one product or a specific product can be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Again, that could be more, that could be less. It depends on the context of the video, what I'm doing, if it involves Instagram posts, if it involves a two-part video. And obviously this varies for every YouTuber. You know, some YouTubers have a higher rate, some people have a lower rate. It depends on your size, your numbers, your interactions. There's a lot that goes behind sponsored videos and what brands will offer you. Okay, so this leads me into my next point. PR. How do you get free makeup? I get this question all the time, especially on my Instagram when I'm doing like unboxings and showing new makeup. So normally, again, the brands will contact you if they want to add you to their PR list. They'll literally say, hey, we love your content. We would love to add you to our mailing list. Please send over your full address. But this doesn't mean that they are paying you. This does not mean that just because, for example, if Bath & Body Works sent me this product, they didn't, by the way, I wish they did. But if they sent me this product and I'm talking about it right now in a video, that doesn't mean that they paid me. That just means that they sent me the product. Whenever you have a sponsored video, you have to put it in the description box. If for all of my videos, it'll say this video is sponsored by blank. If it doesn't, that means the video is not sponsored. I would never sit here, talk about a product and say that the video is not sponsored when it is, because one, I'm super loyal to my followers. Two, that's illegal. You have to write an FTC disclaimer if there is a sponsored video, or you have to verbally say it in a video. So I think a lot of people think that sometimes if I'm talking about a product that was sent to me, they're like, oh, she's sponsored. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, the last couple things that I want to touch on are taxes. So taxes are super important, and I think a lot of people don't realize that when you do make money on YouTube, you have to file taxes. You have to pay money back. Hypothetically speaking, if I get a sponsored video and let's say it's for this product and it's for $10,000, that $10,000 is not just my spending money that I can go and blow on whatever. A big percentage of that goes towards taxes, and it goes towards, you know, other expenses that you have when it comes to your channel and just your everyday life. So keep that in mind as well. So I didn't know this. When, again, this was new to me. I didn't know that you could make money on YouTube, like when I first got started. And when I first got that $35 check, I had no idea. So I remember I had gone to like a Liberty tax place, like an H&R Block type of tax place where people go to do their taxes. We asked the lady and we told her like my situation and what I was doing and money I was making, and it wasn't that much money at the time. But she said, oh, you're fine. You don't have to file for taxes if you're making less than $10,000. Wrong. You have to file for taxes no matter what type of income you're doing on YouTube. So for me, what I started doing when I started making a lot more money is I went and found an accountant. Luckily, my accountant is actually my neighbor. He lives down the street from my house and he has his own business. He has his own accounting firm and he does my taxes for me. So now I'm at a point where I am quote unquote making too much money. So I'm not able to do my taxes just once a year. So now I have to do them quarterly. So yeah, I definitely recommend finding an accountant, somebody who is reliable, who you can trust. Obviously with all of this info, it's a lot, it's different. So make sure that they're knowledgeable and that they understand where you're coming from and what you have to do. Also, keep track of all of your expenses. I keep track of everything that I spend. If I'm spending $5 on this spray, I am writing that out because then you're able to write out all of your expenses for each tax season. So it helps a lot in the long run. So that leads me into my last thing when it comes to money. Make sure that you're managing everything properly. Again, if you are getting X amount of dollars for a sponsorship, don't think that you can just go and blow that money on whatever. You have to manage it and you have to be wise with your money. I am not an expert with budgeting. I can do a video on this in the future because my dad is actually like showing me different things as I go, because again, this is new for me. My dad, I like to refer to him as like my business manager. He handles all of my money. It's kind of like in the movie Selena when her dad handled most of the stuff too behind the scenes. That's how it is for me as well. My dad used to have his own business, so he is like an expert with all of this stuff, being your own boss and making money. So my dad handles everything. All the money that I make, I give it to him, and then every single month he will give me my payroll. So my payroll consists of money for bills, groceries, expenses that I have on my channel. And he also puts money aside for my future house and, you know, just different types of things like that. So it's always good to have a plan with your money and to have different savings for different things and emergencies as well, because you never know what's going to happen. Like let's say my camera right now, it completely shuts off and I need to buy a brand new one. I have money set aside for that and I don't have to dig a big chunk of money out right away. I kind of already have that saved. All right guys, so that completes this long ass video. I'm sure that this is probably well over 30 minutes, but I hope you enjoyed it. I just had so much to say because I feel like there is a lot that goes back to being a YouTuber and just doing this from home. It's very detailed. Just know that if I can do it, you can do it. I am literally the definition of a small town girl. I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania. Nothing really goes on here, and I took a risk and I decided to do this instead of working a normal job. I did get my degree in business and I graduated in May, and I knew that this was going to make me happy. I did the 9-to-5 office job thing last year when I had my internship and I wasn't happy, and I knew that I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. So you have the power to take control over your life and do what makes you happy. There's nothing wrong with working a normal job, and for some people that's fine and they like that, but if it doesn't make you genuinely happy, don't do it. Make a change, whether that's at your job, with what you're doing currently in your life. If you're in a major that you don't like, change it. You have the power to do that. I love the quote that says, do what you love what you do, because you have to in order to be happy in life. You have one life, live it up, be happy, take a risk, do what you love, but you have to be patient, passionate, dedicated, and you have to have good intentions behind anything that you do, really, but especially with this business, because it's not something that happens just overnight. And always remember to not compare your journey to somebody else who has been doing this for years. You can't expect to have 1 million subscribers overnight. Like, it just doesn't happen. Focus on your growth, not other people's growth, because at the end of the day, you are what matters. Subscribers and views will come, but something else that I just want to also mention that I forgot to talk about earlier is don't spam on other people's content, like on their Instagram, on their videos. It's really easy to just say sub for sub or please check out my channel, and I understand what it's like. I used to be that person that would be commenting on everybody's videos, and it's a little overwhelming, especially when you put so much effort and work into your video and you have other people just promoting themselves. Don't do it. I'm telling you guys, it'll come. Keep doing your thing. online, promoting yourself online, social media, using hashtags, tagging brands on makeup looks that you do, and you will get the exposure. I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for allowing me to be able to do what I love, because I know that if it wasn't for all of you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in a few days in my next one.